So today it's time to make some cable management for the welding cart. All that and more next. So hey YouTube, welcome back to Part-Time Fab. So we are going to get straight into this build of some cable management for the new cart. So any good build starts with a great template, and I'm just using standard cardboard to use as my template. So I'm using some of the marker, and I've got my compass out, and I've also got the small piece there to go on the front. And as you can see here, I am making the center part. You want to have a template pretty much for everything, so you can see kind of the shape that I'm going for, to put the cables around. So you'd have the back plate, the front plate, and the center part for you to hang the cables on. Here I am just using that same compass setup to draw out put the lines on the sheet steel here, and I got to make a bunch of those. I think I had some oil or something on the sheet. I didn't think to clean it beforehand because the marker just couldn't mark on it real well. I don't know what was going on, but I did eventually get the marker to lay out pretty well. And here you can see I'm just trimming those out. Got these new snips, and I got the set came with 3. I got a right, a left, and a straight. Here I'm just tapping down the edges to you've got to smooth those edges out and try to make it as flat as possible. This section here is going to be where the cable will actually sit. Getting everything tapped down nice and straight. And here I'm using this piece of tubing to round the sheet metal. And this actually worked really well. I was really surprised how well it worked. And I've got my little hammer there that I found at the flea market. I think I paid $3 for that. Worked really well. Fits really good there, fits my template really well. And now we've got to bend the bottom, and I want it to be a nice crisp bend, so we're going to clamp down the edge with this wood, and I'll use another piece of wood to to make my 90 with. This worked pretty well in lieu of having a pan brake or a sheet metal brake of some type. This works really well, and just with a little finesse and the right amount of hammering, it turned out pretty well. Okay, I give up. So far, we've managed to make this, which I have successfully welded here on the bottom. But out of 3 little beads, only 1 is halfway decent. And I burned through over here. And these are just not turning out how I wanted. So I've got a new plan. I'm going to scrap this. I've got one here that's pretty good. It's got nice curvature to it. I'm going to use it for a template. make it out of some thicker stock. Yeah, I can weld and cut this much easier than I can weld and cut this. Plus, this really needs to have a bead rolled around it to give it some sturdiness, because right now it's pretty flimsy. So what I've come up with, I'm going to take some of this pipe, I'm going to cut it in half. Out of one of these, we'll make 2 cable hangers, and one of these will fit over half, and then we'll make that out of some 3/16 plate, weld it to the front and to the back. Be much easier to weld, won't need to be bead rolled to have some sturdiness, some rigidity to it, and I think it'll look a lot better. So this was a waste of time and money, but you learn, you live and learn, you do all those good things, and you move on. So I learned how to really weld some thin stuff. I did make one good looking weld right there with the TIG, but it's time to move on and get this done. So let's get to it. Hope this audio is better, because we now have a new camera with audio on the camera. Not sure, don't have the other mic on, but I think it's going to be all right. So we're going to move on now that we have decided to scrap the other thing we were making for some cable management for our cart. So we're going to take this, we're going to scribe some lines on both sides, on top and the bottom, or however you want to look at it, and then we're going to take the torch, slice it in half, and we got to do that twice. We're going to move on, so let's get to it. So scribing these lines wasn't near as easy as I thought it was going to be. I really need to get me a combination square so you can scribe lines on round stock. That's one of the next purchases I think I'm going to make that's relatively inexpensive. Alright, now we're going to take some plate and our template and scribe that on and cut it out. So basically this is just repeating what I've already done, except with thicker material. That thinner material was just, it was beyond my skill level to weld, and this thicker plate should be significantly easier for me. That's not too bad at all. Matches up real good. Clean it up and move on to the next one. You just got to repeat that about 4 more times. Okay, so where we left it a few minutes ago, we were cutting some of these out using this template from before. This was the I don't know, 20 gauge that we were going to use before. So now we're using some 3/16, I think. We're cutting these out. They're coming out real good. Still need to clean the edges up, but I got them all cut out. But then when looking at this, I decided that putting this large of a plate on the front wouldn't necessarily look good. So I went back and got another one of these that I had and just kind of put that up there, eyeballed it, and came up with a slightly smaller version. So you can see that just fits in there. You can see that. It's just slightly smaller, and give you kind of a little look. You know, that's kind of what we're going to come up with. that right there. So we cut it out, deburred the edges a little bit, and now we're getting ready to cut some of these out. And we'll need 4 more of those. So with that, I'm going to call this video finished. Stay tuned for the next part of this build that will be coming out real soon. I've already got it filmed. I just got to get it edited and get it out the door. As always, please rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And thanks for watching Part Time Fab. We'll see you next time.